light the beam, because it's time for Nerdy for 30, the podcast where we talk about nerdy-ish movies for 30-ish minutes. My name is Kevin Bauer, a.k.a. the Critic's Choice. With me, as always by my side, it's the people's champ, Tim Cack.
Yeah, buddy.
And today, we are talking about aliens, and to do so, we have a very special guest. She is a good friend of ours. You may know her as an artist from Metro Detroit. It's Jenny Gustafson.
Oh my God. Hi. What's happening?
Jenny, so, we've been trying to have guests on specifically who have mentioned that they love a specific movie. I know when I invited you on for Aliens, you said that you had not seen it, but I will say the three of us, our Venn diagram of movies that we like is pretty much a circle. I think all three of us are in that like rare air of people who would watch the movie Double Dragon right now. So
absolutely.
I haven't seen Double Dragon, but I would.
Tim, you're going to love it.
Great.
So based on that, I was like, I think she's going to love it. Is that true? What is your one sentence take on this movie?
It is my one sentence take is that motherhood is dangerous and disgusting and rewarding at the end of the day. I loved it. I loved it. It definitely is a different film than the first one. I fucking love the first one. It still remains my favorite. But this one was a long time coming because I actually have a magnet of the pulse gun that I bought because I had a crush on a guy. And I thought that would impress him.
The guy was Bill Paxton.
I'll tell you what, it did.
It was the late.
You might not have said it, but it was noticed and appreciated.
Thanks, Tim. Got your heart just waiting to get that bod.
Oh.
Yes.
I've got a very similar one sentence on this one. Mine is, it's like if you went back to an incredible taco truck, but they only serve beef brisket now, but it's the best beef brisket you've ever had in your entire life. Tim, what do you got? What's your one sentence on this one?
My one sentence take is sometimes too much is a bad thing, but sometimes too much is a good thing. This movie is too much in the best way, and I freaking love it. I don't think I've like sat down and watched this movie. I certainly haven't sat down and watched this movie in years. I don't know if I've ever just sat down and watched it. I got to like the end of the movie and I was like, isn't this the movie where she puts on the yellow robot suit and fights the alien? And I was like, I guess it's not. Maybe that was another movie. And then she does. It was crazy. I prefer this movie over the first one. There's just more action movie tropes and moments where I'm like, I was leaping off the couch, watching this thing. I got so excited and pumped at multiple parts. I love this movie. It's a classic for sure.
Oh yeah, this was an active watch. This was the first one, slow build, beautiful, Ripley build up character study. Holy shit, if I wasn't screaming my ass off through this whole movie. Because it's not Alien, it's aliens. They everywhere.
They're in the walls. It's
truly.
I mean, it really is. It's incredible how both of these are two of the most tense movies I've ever seen in my life, but they're tense in different ways. It is like active tension versus passive tension, because in the first movie, it's like, she's hidden, she's in that locker, and the thing's on the escape pod with her, and you're just like, fuck, what is she gonna do? And then in this one, like the whole final battle against the alien queen is like, it's the end of the movie. Of course she's going to win. But at the same time, you're like, oh, get out of there. Oh, my God. No, she's whipping the tail at you.
That queen is nasty as hell, let me tell you.
The queen is nasty.
Can we talk about that puppet?
It's a puppet?
Oh, that's practical. That thing is a practical effect.
Shit. I thought that was a real alien they caught. That thing looked incredible. Wow.
It did have a fun sort of Jurassic Park gait about it when it's chasing her. I love that it went down an elevator. It was like, oh, I'll catch the next one. Fully like, which floor did you want? You want 5? Okay, gotcha.
Take me to the top.
Yeah, all the way to the top.
I was stunned when it was like, it feels like the queen's whole thing is having eggs. It's like there's like this long, disgusting tube. And I'm like, oh, this feels like an obligation, you know, like this is a burden that they have to carry forever. And then at the end, they're just like, nope, and just like pop it off and just start running. I was like, what? That's crazy. That's an option. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's like a vacuum head. You just kind of like,
yeah, exactly. You can put on one that's a little more mobile. You get the long one out so you can stand and vacuum.
There's actually a bunch more attachments. They're all just in the closet somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where.
Absolutely.
It's behind something.
Oh, I would love to see the aliens closet.
Different
janitorial space.
Gosh.
Is it? That,
I will say when you Kevin,
for it.
were like, we know she's going to win at the end. At the beginning of the movie, when the alien bursts out of her chest, I fell for it so hard. I don't know why. As I casually turn off my fan, that's been going the whole time. I legit was like, how the heck is she gonna get out of this one? This is crazy. They're gonna have to put her back together. And I'm like, and then she woke up, and I was like, oh, you idiot. Of course she's gonna wake up.
I thought the exact same thing, and I thought it was going to be like she's the antidote.
Oh my god,
she is the
holy
antidote.
Shit, that would be one thing that I would want to see them do with this. Is like, yeah, if they did have a chest burster come out of Ripley, that like half Ripley, half xenomorph is basically like the messiah of aliens.
Boss bitch.
Oh.
In underwear, in gray little underwear.
Yeah. At least it's women's underwear this time. On the first movie, she's like wearing like little kid underwear, which is very strange.
The first movie, she's basically wearing like a fabric COVID face mask. Just between both of her. It's the smallest piece of fabric I've seen in my entire life. And
you've seen small fabric.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? I used to make doll clothes. I do think it's really funny that they did give us like another underwear scene, and it seems like they took the note. Like everything fits a little bit better. To be fair, it's what, like 57 years in the future. So like,
that was a rough blow for her.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Not even an even number. That's something you can really chew on, wrap your head around.
If it was an even number, at least you're like, okay, at least I can understand
50,
this.
Fine. 57?
How do you divide 57?
I love when he's like, your daughter is 66 and dead.
That's fucking rough. That's like, did she ever, I mean, she has to have like met her daughter, even if her daughter was a baby, but like, did they dive into this movie? I can't remember how old her daughter was when she left on the initial. Oh, I guess we can just do the math on this. This is why it's hard that it's not a round number.
Thank you.
9?
Thank you.
Yeah, 9. Thank you.
Daughter's 9. But I even missed that she had a daughter. I was wondering why she was so attached to this random kid she found, whose name is Rebecca, but we have to call her by Newt, which is I will say that's my biggest beef in the whole thing. I do not like calling her Newt. I do not like it. Her doll's name is Casey, a normal name, but her name, the human, is named Newt, which is just a gross. It's a gross animal. It's just a gross. I don't know. You guys love Newt?
Her parents were gross. I'm sorry. She upgraded hard. Like you know, she met Ripley and was like, my mom sucks. No, I agree. Although she was very like street urchin, so I guess Newt is kind of
Newt.
Whatever. But her parents sucked, so of course they called her Newt.
Yeah, you think they were awful? You think they were like abusive, mean parents?
It was like when my mom used to leave me in the car to like run in the store. And I'm like, she might never come back. But they never did.
Yeah. You're sweating and panting and banging on the glass to get out of there.
The window's fogging up. You're writing help, but you're not writing it backwards. So it's, what the hell does play mean?
Leave that kid alone.
They should call her Newt.
I'll leave that Newt alone.
Yeah, she had, what did you think of Newt's setup? Like the little nest that she made? Because she had that fan over top and she was like living in the ventilation shafts. Was the assumption that basically because she was in the ventilation shaft and there was that fan there, that it was basically like hiding her smell?
I didn't know that she lived in New York City.
Get him, Tim.
What'd she pay him? $2K for that room?
Oh, Tim,
shit, dude.
Damn.
Tim completely upended the New York housing system.
We're not afraid of throwing punches up. We'll throw haymakers on the pod. You don't know who's going to get it. You think you're going to listen to an alien movie about aliens? A pod about
Eric
aliens?
Adams, tune in.
Oh my
Take
God.
that, Eric Adams.
Eric Adams is in our DMs every week.
I fucking knew it. I won't let it
Don't go
rest.
for the policy. And we're like, Eric, we're not wearing gloves.
He's praying for your downfall. Don't give in. I loved her nest. That was very like every time I was younger and like imagined being, lost in a way, like creating my own little space, my own little cocoon. That was top notch, Newt.
Yeah. There's food wrappers and stuff everywhere. She had like a tasteful amount of dirt on her, which I thought was funny. It was like a perfectly like Victorian street urchin level of dirt.
That was Oliver Dirt, if I've ever seen it.
I think she might have put that dirt on when she saw Sigourney coming because she's like, oh, if I play this up, this woman's going to adopt me.
Oh, man.
She's scrappy.
What if this whole movie is a ploy to get her adopted? Like she's being raised by abusive parents. The only person who loves and respects her is her brother, who uses her full name. She's on this alien planet. One day she stumbles into this nest with these little face-sitting aliens, and all she has to do is throw one on the wrong person, and it spreads like wildfire. And unfortunately, her brother, her sweet brother, got caught in the whole thing of it and got swept away. And now these people are coming to save her, and she's like, "Oh, there's a lady. I want to get adopted. I'll sprint across them and get shot at, and then lull her in with my sweet street urchin charm."
Yeah, I mean,
I wish she had sang a song or knew how to dance.
Oh my
she
God.
needed an edge.
That's the one thing we missed in this was a musical element. Yeah.
This movie was what, like 1980? Was it
Four,
like,
I think?
yeah,
87.
Like
86.
Yeah, 7. Another odd number.
I mean, I feel like if this movie had happened like 3 or 4 years later and we'd actually gotten into the 90s, she would have had like rollerblades or a skateboard. Like she would have had like a little backwards hat that she wore.
Alabunga, dude. She absolutely would.
She would have been popping gum, eating pizza.
That place was just like the futuristic space version of Sam Rockwell's Hangout from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh
man.
I will say, since this movie is more my speed action movie wise, they hit so many fun tropes and fun like action movie bits. Like I love that one dude gets out of like cryostasis and immediately puts a cigar in his mouth, and that's like his whole thing. Dude, I was ready to die for that guy. He was my favorite character immediately. Welcome to the core.
Chewing that cigar to oblivion, like gnawing on it. I loved it. Like this guy's unhinged.
He's chewing it for sustenance.
He is like the prime example of if you love your job, you never have to work a day in your life.
Exactly. God, he loves the core.
For retirement like 3 tours ago. He's like, put me back in there. It's kind of like it's the Top Gun thing where it's like, how have you not, you should be a colonel by now. Like, what are you doing still flying planes? And it's like, that's where I belong. Like this guy should be like the, I don't know, Secretary General, not Secretary General. What's the highest ranking? Besides the president. Yeah, Postmaster General.
This guy should be the Postmaster General for sure. We'd never worry about our mail again.
Oh my God. Have you ever seen a picture of what one of the chefs under I think it was the Obama White House looked like? And this guy's just gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Jacked out his
Terry
mind.
Crews ate Terry Crews.
Yeah. His name was like Pork Chop or something too. It was like
Hell
He had
yeah.
a real manly ass name there too. Man, I want to hit these two real quick. These are two of my thieves. I love it in a movie when we come in mid conversation and then someone goes, let's go through it again. And then we're presented with that information for the first time. I love it so much. They're like, okay, let's run through the plan one more time. And it's the first time we're hearing it. And I'm like, oh man, they've really got this down. I'm into it. And then I think my biggest thief of the movie, like my favorite moment in the whole thing, is when Ripley takes two guns and tapes them together to make a bigger gun. That is the funniest, most 80s action movie nonsense I've ever seen. I was so hyped for it. I love it.
That's the most Kevin Bauer thing I've ever seen, let's be real.
I mean, this is like a source text. This is like, it's fucking incredible. The best thing in the world, Tim, to your point earlier, more of a good thing in my mind, that's double good, baby.
I don't know too much. Never heard of it.
There were a lot of familiar faces in this movie, though. Like, speaking of references, we got Terminator in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all have seen Pumpkinhead. We got Pumpkinhead in there.
Pumpkinhead?
The android guy. Pumpkinhead's great, by the way. Check that out.
Haven't seen Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. Some guy.
Sure.
Cool.
For Terminator, for Michael Biehn for Terminator, he's kind of a fascinating one because, like, somehow, like, I feel like Michael Biehn is in any kind of a movie where there's like a female protagonist, but it's like an action movie. He's like the perfect male love interest. If you're going to go with a male love interest, there's something about him that makes him like so much more palatable than most men that you see in action movies.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, he's like he's not passive, but he's like quiet confidence. And so he's not like playing hard or like being super quippy. I guess that's like every movie now. He's not Chris Pratt.
God, we should be so lucky.
He's a good foil.
But he is like picking up Newt and putting her on the table so she can see.
Yeah.
I loved that, by the way.
I thought it was so sweet.
I loved that.
He's really watching out for her. And he gives Ripley the watch that tracks her location. Like he's like getting his little flirt on. And then she gives it to Newt. And then he knows she gave it to Newt. Later on, he's like, oh, we can track the watch. And I was like, this is a guy who listens. This guy who watches.
Yeah.
He observes.
This is a guy who would like, you had mentioned in passing that you wanted a laptop case. And then on your birthday, he got you a laptop case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something better than a laptop case, just to be safe.
With a diamond inside.
Diamond laptop case. 3 years salary.
That's too much. That's
Broke
too
my
much.
fucking laptop. Try to put my laptop in the case with a whole ass diamond in there.
Thanks, scratch the shit. Apple doesn't want to touch it.
Yeah, it is not insured anymore.
Oh, yeah. I loved seeing him. I gotta say, of the people that were in the crew, my favorite was Vasquez. I thought she fucking ruled. This character is amazing. She brings such a fun, badass energy. The guy like compliments her immediately, and her response is to grin and just slap him on the face twice, which is the shit.
He loves it.
Yes.
He loves
He
it.
loves
This
it. They're
immediately
best buddies.
I love it. You ever been mistaken for a man? No, have you? Yes.
Fucking
Fuck yeah.
rules. This is after ripping out a couple pull-ups too, right?
Yeah. Oh, and then she puts her head in the front.
Shredded.
She's just going behind the back. Oh man.
That said,
Yeah.
I found out, was very unhappy to find out while researching this. That woman is doing brown face. She is not a Hispanic woman.
Oh
Yeah, I did
no.
see that. I believe she was Jewish.
With a
I
name
think
like
so.
Vasquez, there's no way.
Fucking way.
Portrayed
Wow,
by
that is
Jeanette
weird.
Goldstein. Yeah, it's
Goldstein.
her family is from Russia, Morocco, and Brazil.
Damn,
So
Jeanette.
that's
Bad
tough.
luck.
That's a tough break. But the character's
You
cool.
The character is great. It's a classic, like, butch lady character in an action movie where it's just blaze of glory, no holds barred, no care for rules or regulations.
Yes. When she's
Yeah.
in
She does what she
the,
wants.
she's in the elevator shaft and she just plugs the gun into the alien's head and just starts ripping bullets out on it.
With her boot on its neck. Incredible.
Yes. Sick.
That's
any other thieves? Jenny, what's your biggest thief in this?
Oh. I hope this is okay to say.
Yes.
Moisture.
Okay, go on.
I think Moisture stole the show.
Okay. Don't elaborate, please.
Goop, spit, yucky stuff, bubbling over. Like, it was a perfect staccato to everything, that there was just like either like, the acid spit, or it was like the egg pods opening with slime, or it was the cocoons that when you want to like get fucking newt out of it, it's just like all over your hands. Like, it was a perfect like little like exclamation point on the end of each. And then the android guy at the end, when he's just like a waterfall of like white shit out of his mouth.
Another milky robot death.
By the way, I would highly advise no one to go to Tim's Tumblr, milkyrobotdeaths.tumblr.com. It is.
Unless you want to come.
Watch list. Yeah, this is a wet ass movie. This is, it's James Cameron. We've talked a lot on this pod about what a water loving freak that man is. He just yearns for the wet world.
He yearns for the wet world.
In Alien, there's that scene where that guy just goes to the wet room with like the wet chains and just stands under them and water splashes his face. And I'm like, it is even wetter than that. That's crazy. The substance that she is pulling off of Newt at the end, it's like hard and crusty, and it's like snapping off, but it's also so slimy. I was like, what part of the alien is this coming from? Because their blood is acid. Their spit, I don't know. Maybe are they spitting? Are they like, is this alien vomit? Like, where are they getting this from? Do they have other glands that we don't know about?
Yes. For certain, yes. I did wonder about that too, because like, do they have another, like next to their salivary gland, is there like a secondary salivary gland that's like the cocoon gland that every alien has?
Yes, the cocoon gland.
The cocoon gland.
I guess we mostly see any of the time they're like biting anybody or attacking anybody, it's mostly the little mouth. So maybe the big mouth does more of the goopy stuff.
Yeah, let's give it up for the big mouth.
Give it up for the big mouth.
Give it up for the big mouth.
Snaps for the big mouth. Yes.
Would they be? Yes, the aliens would be as scary without drippy mouths. I was just going to ask you. It wouldn't be.
I was real worried.
It would be just as scary.
I was real worried the queen didn't have a tiny mouth. And then at the end, it's like, oh, good, she does. She also has
I was real worried.
I was real worried. She's all in her face, and I'm like, where's that little mouth? Please, please, please.
She came at me with that tiny mouth.
That tiny mouth. You know an alien's into you when they come at you with that tiny mouth.
Tiny mouth. Ooh, speaking of tiny mouths, the face huggers, when they're like in those cylinders, and then they show the little suction clit that like comes out of them. Oh, I fucking hated that.
That thing is wild. And I do, to that exact point, I do want to call out the fact that earlier in this podcast episode, eagle-eared listeners may have heard Tim accidentally call a face hugger a face-sitting alien.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I was trying really hard not to laugh for like the next 90 seconds.
Oh my God.
I think it sits on your face. I mean, for the alien's perspective, it's taking a nice seat. Get a nice sit down.
Sure.
I would think it would be like belly, like a lay down.
Like a belly, but there's okay, so you think that mouth is a belly button?
I think that mouth is a belly button.
Okay. Agree to disagree, but I'll read your thesis for sure.
That's why the show Kyle XY about the kid who doesn't have a belly button, he could never be a face hugger.
He could never.
Yeah, maybe he can be a face sitter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see. So one of the things we're dropping this on Thursday, I forget what the exact date is, but the Fede Alvarez Alien Romulus is coming out. So one thing that I'm thrilled about in that is that they have practical effect facehuggers. So you can see video footage online. Face sitters, yes, sorry. So you can see video effects online of them like driving them around the set and the little legs are jiggling around, and it's so cool.
That's coming. I didn't even hear about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's the guy who directed the most recent Evil Dead movie.
Oh yeah.
No effing way.
Yeah, it's going to be
another great one.
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be really gross.
Yeah, I was going to say lots of moisture in that one too.
Oh yeah.
Buckle up for another moist movie.
Another wet ass movie.
Bring a poncho. It's about to get moist. I'll say the face sitters when they run around, it reminds me of the Addams Family, where it's like what is it?
It?
Yeah.
It's Thing or It. I couldn't remember.
Thing. I think it's Thing. Cousin It.
Thing.
And then Thing is the hand.
Yeah, it's
and it
the
does the hand
one.
thing. And I did laugh the first time I saw them running. It's like I was like, this is goofy as heck. It's like I'm surprised it doesn't run in different directions because it's got so many legs facing opposite sides. But somehow it keeps going, you know?
It doesn't get confused.
Yeah.
It's just in a circle.
I figured it would work like a horse pulling a man apart, where it's like one is tied to each limb and then they all go separate directions.
Absolutely.
I feel like all the legs would just run separate separate places and just leave behind whatever they're sitting on the face with.
They have very short, painful lives. They're pretty much born and then they pull themselves in half.
Yeah. But they're eggs. So they lay an egg, and then out of the egg comes a face sitter. And then the face sitter has to sit on a face in order to lay another egg, which then turns into an alien.
Oh.
A chest burster, and then becomes an alien. And then that alien could maybe lay more eggs that'll become face sitters who will look for a face to sit on.
Yeah, I think that's right.
How
isn't
did
it?
I miss the chain of creation?
Wow, makes you think.
That silence means that we're thinking.
It hasn't been that quiet since we tried to figure out how old Ripley's daughter was when she left.
I will say, the queen alien, I'd be so proud if I were her. Look at all my children. Look at mother is mothering. Look at them being murderous, and I have more to spare. I don't want them to die, but if they have to, they did me proud. So I think she didn't die in vain.
Yeah,
because I was really sad when she died.
It is shitty. I mean, my big take with the first one too is that, obviously the aliens are not the villains here. It's capitalism, but it's kind of just, it's like these, yes, work. But it's like these movies are about these beautiful tigers that just, happen to be near people and getting killed because they're a threat to the people. But it's look at this majestic animal. This thing is incredible.
You said this movie is about beautiful tigers?
Yeah, metaphorically. Like a beautiful beast that's dangerous, but also wow, look at this thing. It's magnificent.
Kevin's part of the Tiger Council. It's trying to work it into
I'm wearing stripes right now.
Oh, shit!
It's bled into every single part of my life.
This goes all the way to the top.
You can donate to our Save the Tigers fund at the link at the bottom of the pod.
Yeah.
Kevin will personally bring a tiger to your house.
I will. And whatever happens, happens.
This is like if a baby tiger had to sit on your face, lay a tiger egg in your chest, and watch a full-grown tiger rip its way out.
Yeah. And then that tiger
amazing.
Goes on to kill people. That's exactly how it works.
That's what the circus should be. That's what the circus should be.
If Eric Adams would change up some of his policies, that's the kind of circus we could have in this city.
Eric Adams doesn't want you to have tigers bursting out of your chest. And that's the truth.
Oh, God. Yeah. All I got to say to that is just, vote. Make your voice heard at the polls.
Make your voice heard. Ringling Bros.
I've got a big question for the two of you. I think this is a panel that I'm thrilled to have answering this question. Alien was a horror movie. Its sequel was a full-on action movie starring the final girl from the first movie. James Cameron did the same exact thing with Terminator, horror movie first, then full-on action movie for the sequel starring the final girl from the first movie. My question is, what are some other horror movies you would want to see get the same action movie sequel treatment?
Oh,
Ooh.
Malignant.
I was
Oh.
just gonna say Malignant. You are kidding me.
Fuck
That's
yes.
the one. That's like the best character we've had in any horror movie
Oh my god.
in a decade.
Talk about screaming during a movie. That reveal was unreal.
It was fucking phenomenal. I don't even want to say it. If you haven't, listener, if you haven't seen it, go see Malignant
Watch it.
and then listen to our Malignant pod.
We need a Malignant versus Alien crossover.
That would
And then just the
rock.
girl from Prey with her hatchet there, and just like let him go, just see what happens.
Oh,
I think
I
another
also-
final girl.
I wanted to pitch. I think It Follows would be really cool.
Yeah.
Also thought.
Just one of those aliens walking around keeps looking over its shoulder. Like, what the fuck is that other alien following me? It's changing people. It's like a bunch of different characters, but they're all aliens, so you can't tell them apart. So
Yeah.
it's just an alien following an alien the whole time.
The aliens.
There's a naked alien standing on a roof.
Yeah.
I also thought Midsommar could be pretty fun.
Mm.
Just Florence
Mm.
Pugh taking down some weird Norwegians. The
I would
Babadook.
live for that.
Just this
Babadook.
woman sicking her Babadook on people. Like she's going up to like a cartel and she's just unleashing the Babadook on them.
Oh my fucking god. I
That's
know
a
she
superhero.
died, so it wouldn't make any sense. And also, she wasn't the final girl. So I'm just going to answer how I want. But Mrs. Voorhees, I know she like croaks, but I would love to see like even a prequel, like an origin story or something like that. That would be incredible.
Oh my god,
Like
that
a
would be
like a
awesome.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but Mrs. Voorhees is like the Alan Quartermain, Sean Connery character, and she's just assembling a team of like Malignant and Midsommar and whoever It Follows.
Or it could be maybe Toni Collette from Hereditary, just headless.
Holy shit, that would rock.
Oh, it should be the little girl from Hereditary, and her whole
Oh,
bit is that her
absolutely.
head comes off, and she just uses it to fight people. It like bounces off of things.
She,
She
like,
throws it at
throws
people,
it,
and it comes
bites.
back like a boomerang.
Yeah.
It's like Mystery Men or something.
Yeah,
Volleyball.
This
Oh.
has
Very
legs
that,
for sure.
very that.
This is wonderful. Jenny, thank you so much for being here with us. This has been an absolute joy.
Oh, my absolute pleasure.
Yes, you're the best.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Sure. If you would like to check out some of my art, check out Instagram at Very Large Things. If you're in the Detroit area and want to check out a sick mural I just painted, go to Next Level. It's an arcade right in downtown Detroit. Other than that, just keep me in your thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts
Not
and
because
prayers.
I'm suffering, but because I'm thriving.
God fucking bless. Oh, listener, what do you think? Are you going to keep Jenny in your thoughts and prayers? Do you have an opinion on aliens? Do you have an opinion on a horror movie sequel you would like to see turned into an action movie? Let us know. Send us an email, nerdy430@gmail.com. We will read it in a mailbag episode. We'll be back again next week. Till then, stay nerdy. Bye.
Stay nerdy. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Jenny.